Hello, welcome. October 8th, Saturday night session. Thank you for joining me, guys. Really looking forward to this update with you guys here tonight. We're talking about Euro, the Eurozone, giving the green light to the cryptocurrency space. I got some good news for you in the cryptocurrency space in the middle of a historically terrible record crash that we're now going through. The debt bubble has popped. The implosion is underway. But we have good news on the other side. You're going to have to stay tuned as I'm going to cover it at the end of this show once we make it to the cryptocurrency news. To get started, let's take a look here at the charts. Our Bitcoin is down, well, maybe it's your Bitcoin, definitely ain't my Bitcoin, is down to 19,400. It just had a couple big red candles actually come in today, bringing it down to about $19,250. And you can see that yellow line up above is where my entry point is on my Bitcoin short, my average entry position, okay? Now, at the time of this recording, we have Bitcoin, like I said, 19.4, Ethereum at 1,300, our XRP's at 51 cents, Cardano is at 42 cents, and there's a couple others that kind of interest us, but I think that that's about covering all the important ones. XLM at 12 cents. We see a little bit of a back and forth. We have Algorand at 33 cents. Okay, that's good to see. Good price points, good entries for some of these utility cryptocurrencies. They're going to run the new financial system. You guys have seen a little bit of a back and forth today between Charles Hoskinson from Cardano and the XRP community. We want to give a huge shout out to Charles for being a great entrepreneur, getting a lot done over there with Cardano, but the program just isn't quite as good as XRP. So we want to see Charles succeed. We want to see other people that are, good entrepreneurs. They're doing good, creating American businesses, bringing jobs back here, doing a little something. But it just isn't quite as good as XRP. And Charles, I think, showing a little bit of frustration with where Cardano's at, where he wants it to be. I understand, he's trying to do a lot there. But the attack on the XRP community for saying that we shouldn't be looking into the corruption of our government really was kind of just out of left field coming from Charles, because he's someone who I've looked up to in the cryptocurrency space as far as understanding, bringing cryptocurrency technology to just being a good American, trying to be an entrepreneur and build a real business in this capitalist society that we once had, slowly been fading away as they erode all the rights of the American people. But let's continue. We got a lot to cover here tonight. We're going to get started by talking about, this is huge, this is massive. And I'm just reporting this fact that the breaking news here that Delaware Supreme Court rules universal mail-in voting and same-day registration is unconstitutional. So that was the ruling that came down from the Delaware Supreme Court. Universal mail-in voting and same-day registration unconstitutional. It'll be interesting to see what that's going to mean for other states. We're seeing that these elections are getting secured. These elections hopefully are going to continue to be free and fair, as we hope as American citizens, right? This isn't a political issue. It's just we need to secure our vote. We need to secure our elections. And for Delaware Supreme Court to stand up and make this very, very interesting to see. Now we have another win for the people. The people have responded and they scared the crap out of PayPal. This is from Patrick Bet David. He says, power to the people, capitalism works. I agree with you, Patrick. And this is PayPal pulls back, says it won't fine customers $2,500 for misinformation after backlash. Okay, and as we've been saying here, we just want the adult conversation. I really don't need anybody else to be turned off. I don't want to censor anybody. I want them to pull up to the table. Let's figure out, how do we solve these problems, right? PayPal right here, they said it was a slip up, whatever the deal was, folks. Once again, when I saw the news of this PayPal issue, I'm not worried one bit because I own offline assets. I'm prepared for blackout barter, as I've now coined this term, blackout barter, for when the lights go out, when the systems go down. I can still barter. I still have essentials that matter. Reserve currency, digital assets, digital commodities that, in my opinion, are going to be pretty valuable for this new financial system like XRP and others. So I'm not worried about PayPal playing this game. If we have to go outside that system, that's fine. The people are about to win through decentralization, through all truth being revealed through the internet. And then with blockchain technology, this really can free us, but we're in a fight against evil. And you guys understand what we're up against here on this channel. We can only say so much. And I hope that we can get to a point here where we can say that, yeah, we would like secure elections in America. Yes, we don't need fact checkers at PayPal to determine what is misinformation. We just want to use your platform to send money, you know. And this is where the people are winning. We start to see this battle underway here. And this is a victory for the people. Nonetheless, I'm not worried about that because I got my silver, I got my XRP, I got a little bit of the Second Amendment. God bless this country. I got a little bit going on for blackout barter, offline assets, gonna get deals done no matter what's going on in the world. And I would encourage you guys to do the same because I've been saying there's dozens of scenarios that can play out that are the end of the world, doomsday, scary events. You prepare the same way for all of them, essentially. There's no change in the strategies for preparing for any of these dozen scenarios, these end of the world scenarios that have everyone living in fear. You prepare essentially the same way. Am I running around in fear that we're about to have Armageddon, nuclear attacks in World War III? Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I have 100% faith in humanity to pull through this, come together. But, you know, as I continue to say, we're up against an evil agenda. You guys already know that deal. Let's continue on, though, okay? Wall Street Silver reporting. Let's get into some of the economic data here. Economic data. Trucking freight levels for Los Angeles are now below 2019 levels. See light blue line through October below. So we can take a look here at this chart. We can see that the freight levels have dropped. This is showing us that the demand is falling off. This economy is slowing down, is a nice way to put it. We don't want to call it a recession. That might offend someone, but it's definitely slowing down. And we can see this through another data point right here with the truck freight levels dropping below 2019 levels, okay? Now, this is primarily just out of Los Angeles, but just another key data point to check, okay? Now, we have the average mortgage rate in the United States hitting 7.2% per Mortgage News Daily. This is from Unusual Whales, okay? We've been tracking this. The situation is getting a little gruesome out there. Nick Gurley reporting a shocking collapse in mortgage applications last week. Purchase demand at lowest level in a decade, comparable to lows in 2010 during the last housing crash. You guys take a look at that chart for yourselves. That is not a pretty looking chart, okay? Real estate deals are going to get really attractive over the next year or two. I was talking with my Discord group this morning about it in our weekly Discord call, and it's going to be a great opportunity for us looking to get into real estate. For me, just getting the real estate deal going, but really excited. I was telling them that for me, I've been focusing on building my team, building up my resources. I'm getting calls from the agents. Hey, can we send you listings? Can we try to get some business? Can we get some deals done? And I say, absolutely, send them my way. Here's what I'm looking for. And we just continue to build our team out so that we can actually execute within that asset class when we move. Very strategic, and we will execute for success. Now, Michael J. Kramer, take a look here at our S&P 500 chart. We've been watching this one closely, how well it is matching up with previous bear market cycles. Michael says you can see the 2022 S&P 500 bear market cycle is following those of 1937, 2000, and 2008. And based on this, we are due for new lows into October 25th with a short-term bottom around then, give or take a couple of days. Now, who's been talking about this October 25th key date to watch out for the past month or so, right? We've been talking about how that partial solar eclipse is coming in on the 10/25 new moon. New moons, the pattern that we've been seeing is bullish energy around new moons, except when the eclipses come in, that energy overtakes that bullish energy usually, and we've seen recently that these eclipses have brought incredibly bearish energy, massive amounts of volatility, and I want you guys to be prepared. I've been talking about this crash that is prime to be taking place during this time. As far as the exact date, hour, percentage drop, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I want you guys to be unemotional as you see these market moves lining up perfectly. I said here 2008, but much worse, right? Everything lining up perfectly here. October 25th is when Michael was saying that the new lows could be coming in based off of the previous fractals and chart. Okay, that's just another data point that we add to that date to watch out for. Tomorrow, being the Feast of Tabernacles beginning. And it's also going to be our full moon, which usually brings in our bearish energy. And in 2008, 1987, and 1929, the panic crash moments concluded during the Feast of Tabernacles. The markets did not bottom out. The pain continued. Please be ready for that. We're not talking about the market bottoming out over the next month or so. We're talking about the market panic crash event, which historically has been about a 35% drop in the stock market over an 8-week period. You guys have seen what has happened to the market over the last couple months here. Perfect timing right here. Tomorrow, you guys have already seen the energy. I showed you guys the chart. My Bitcoin short is in profit now. Okay, we knew that was going to happen. Bitcoin back up to 20K. We said it doesn't belong there. Bitcoin short, add to our position, back in profit. Here we are. Not financial advice, but if you guys want to take a look, I share all my trades within my Discord group. Now we have Charlie Bolello laying this down for us. This is the situation at hand, folks. Stocks, bear market down 25%. Bonds, worst year in history. Housing, prices falling for the first time in a decade. We just saw mortgage demand, worst levels in a decade. Economy, 2 straight quarters of negative real GDP growth. Nuclear war, on the table. Fed, hiked rates 3% so far this year and expected to hike another 1.25% before the year end. How about that, folks? How about that for the situation? And we still got the kids saying that the market has bottomed out. Now, I would love for the market to have bottomed out. Well, let me say this actually. I don't want the bottom to be in because we need to clean this crap out of the cryptocurrency space and in the other markets as well. The pain hurts, but we need to go through this. We got to clean up our currency economy, okay? And every single country has a different issue that they're facing. Every single corporation, every single company facing a different issue. Some struggling to make it through. Some have already gone away. You guys are seeing that. You guys are seeing the situation in Main Street. And the jobs numbers that just came out confirmed once again that the Fed is going to continue with this program of doing whatever they can to fight inflation. They created the inflation problem. They created this this bubble that they've inflated over the last 2 decades. And now they're trying to stop it, stop the crash that was inevitable, stop this moment that was inevitable, right? Now, we take a look at the transition, the new economy. What is it going to run on? Macro Elf says this week Exxon's market cap exceeded Meta's for the first time in many years. That resonates with Putin's recent speech when he said, quote, "The economy of imaginary wealth will be inevitably replaced by the economy of real and hard assets." Do you think this trend will continue? Now, we got haters right here down below. Adam Singer got a little check mark next to his name, so maybe he's someone important. Says we have to define imaginary much better first. Okay, whatever. Yeah, some people did experience that wealth, but we knew that it wasn't going to last. We knew that the program wasn't going to last. It was based off of cheap money from the Federal Reserve. So whether you like Putin or not, here's the facts. The new economy is going to be based off of real and hard assets, and you got to get something done. You got to have real value bringing to the people. Okay? We've reached a critical point in humanity, and a shift is underway from the fake back to the real. From the fake assets, from the fake teachers that have been pushing these programs that have led to the destruction of our standard of living, and it's only getting worse. And we're supposed to be taking advice from them. We're supposed to be keeping our money in our 401k stock portfolio that's been blown up through this whole Ponzi scheme created by the Federal Reserve. We have avoided that, and we have known and understood that this is what we're looking at here, is that the real economy is going to be moving to real and hard assets, and Exxon's market cap surpassing Meta's shows you that. The metaverse was cute. It was the hot topic. Everyone's trying to find the new metaverse coin. What did I say? I said, whatever Mark does, he's going to overtake the space. They have enough money to buy out anybody else that is serious competition. And what have we seen? You know, they go bust. They have to rebrand as Meta. Now they are getting surpassed as Exxon. But at the end of the day, we know that 99% of the market, we knew 99% of the metaverse coins were going to go away. That was very simple to understand that, right? But you're seeing that the tech giants of the last 2 decades come into some serious issues, having a serious issue handling their debt loads. Now let's continue on. Talking about this real economy and who has the hard, real assets that are going to run this new economy. Quote, China is the largest gold importer in the world. No gold leaves China. Mined gold in China, you cannot export it. So it's like a black hole where the gold goes and it never comes out. Ask yourself why. Now this is Tommy Hump and Frank Gustra. Okay, I want to play this clip for you guys. This is about a 2-minute clip, but what Frank is talking about here is it's so important as to the real situation, the suppressed assets, and who's been hoarding those suppressed assets. Who's no longer exporting those assets that are going to run the new economy. That's going to be China and Russia. Listen to this breakdown from Frank.
Could you tell me your thesis for a monetary reset, a global reset?
Yeah, no. So I've been obviously watching, the developments of the global financial system for many, many years. There are a few trends that that I've kept my eye on, and one is that for many, many years, physical gold, has been moving east. So, and while we were in North America binging on digital assets and speculating on all sorts of things, since 2010, central banks around the world have been accumulating gold at a feverish pace, and they're still doing it, 12 years later. A lot of that gold ended up in Russia and China. Now, Russia's been very overt about its gold purchases. It's very transparent, and it's got the largest percentage of reserves in gold than any other country. China, on the other hand, is a little bit less transparent, and they report gold their gold reserves every number of years. Then they stop reporting for years, and when they do report again, the gold reserves go up exponentially. They haven't reported since 2019, where they reported 2,000 tons. But the way I see it is that China is the largest gold producer in the world and has been since 2007. China is the largest gold importer in the world. No gold leaves China. Mined gold in China, you cannot export it. So it's like a big black hole where the gold goes in and never comes out. And so my guess is that the next time that China reports its gold reserve, they're going to be a lot larger than anybody expects. And if you think about it in just the numbers, they've mined 7,000 tons just out of China since 2007. And what about all the gold they've imported? They're the largest importer, and obviously some of it does go to private citizens, but my guess is that they're preparing themselves, as Russia is, to exit the US dollar system.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We understand that is the whole program here. They're being forced to exit the US dollar in the Western financial world because we can't let Putin participate in the world economy. Right. So that's the thing. It's forced their hand, these other BRICS nations, to roll out their new programs to hoard record amounts of gold. We were just talking this morning in my Discord weekly call. Huge shout out to my member and friend David. Excuse me. David brought up the fact that the COMEX currently has about 16 times the amount of paper contracts as they do silver in the vault. So what we're seeing here is we cannot track who has what. I talked about Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, how we don't know how much derivatives market exposure they have, right? But now we flip this, we're talking about precious metals. We don't know how much China and Russia and these other countries have of the suppressed assets. So we don't know how much of these bad actors have these assets that are imploding, they're basically insolvent. All these paper contracts, keeping the market suppressed, and then we don't know how much Russia, China, the BRICS nations are hoarding. Once we finally do, it's going to be too late. Once that derivatives market gets brought back in check, it's going to be too late. The price explosion will have already occurred. And this is what I love about my partner. If you go to my website, xrpledger.com, and at the very top, there's a precious metals link. The company that I've partnered up with will help you roll over your 401k, IRA, and whatever your retirement account you got to precious metals. But they also will physically deliver the metals to your house as well. So whichever way you want to do it. That's why I like being partnered up with them and being a source for people to roll over your 401k to something else. So head to my website if you guys want to check that out. For me, I've been stacking silver now for the past 5-6 months, and it's not more than 10% of my portfolio, but I continue to add to it because I see what's happening. I see what's happening. We understand that when this thing does flip, We're going to figure out who's been hoarding record amounts of gold, who is actually stockpiling assets that matter like XRP, who's already done deals with Ripple after the NDAs have expired and these banks and financial institutions no longer care. Yes, we're holding a bunch of gold, we're holding a bunch of XRP, we got a little bit of XDC, maybe some XLM, some other cryptocurrencies as well. But by the time the suppressed assets flip, by the time we get that discovery of how the new financial system is going to run and what assets are going to matter, it's going to be way too late. Way too late for the common man. Common man and woman that's going to be trying to chase these gains that they're going to see is going to be truly incredible. We were just covering, I was checking the silver chart this morning with the Discord, and silver's up 25% in the last month. From the September lows to where we're at today, it's well over 20% just in silver, which is a market that doesn't move like cryptocurrency, 20% in a day, 300% in a month, right? But we're expecting massive, massive breakouts for all of these suppressed assets. Now, let's continue on. A little bit of the current event situation. Crypto Maniac 101 is saying that there's going to be an address to the nation moved to Monday, October 10th, given by Putin. Now, this is unconfirmed. I'm waiting to see what this actually is. But the key point here, why I left this reminder in here, is that I want everyone to understand what took place today. There was a bridge that was bombed that leads into Crimea, the region that has been overtaken by the Russian military, right? And you're seeing that the eastern regions of Ukraine is where this is really going down. A bridge has been attacked, okay? And a bomb was set off on the bridge. There are members of the Ukrainian military press and team, I guess you could call it, that are cheering this destruction. It's a little sickening to me, I will say that. But nonetheless, the key point here that we have to understand is what has been brought in as free targets, open game, free targets, free range. And that is pipelines, that is bridges, that is just the regular civilian citizen that's just trying to survive in these regions. And it's truly incredible to see. Now, we see here German state broadcaster reporting that the rail traffic disruption in northern Germany is due to sabotage. So once again, railways, pipelines, bridges, internet cables, fiber optic lines. What did we just show? The clip of Tucker Carlson last week saying, talking about the potential for that internet to be shut down, the communications between the West to be shut down, right? Anything is free target. And remember, we also understand on a whole nother level that we can't really talk about here, but we'll just say, we understand that there's bad actors that create and simulate events. So that's why I don't worry about who gets blamed. I don't get caught up in the blame game. I want people to be prepared for these situations, for these this current event world stage. You guys are seeing how it's playing out. And it continues to ramp up. The distractions will continue. It's going to be a truly chaotic next few months, in my opinion. So please stay ready and stay strapped in right here, tapped in on this channel, where we're going to talk about our strategies for how we ride out this storm. Because it's all fair game now. Bridges, railways, pipelines, civilian life will get caught up in that, and that is what we hate to see. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone being affected. We'll continue to watch that one. Now, I've been telling you guys, hit that hashtag AskZach on Twitter if you wanted to be featured on the show and you want me to ask your question. This one was very intriguing. Bear.Gary Gensler resign says Metro Bank, their app has been down for 3 days. That gave me enough doubt to withdraw my funds. When I went there, they didn't have any cash, saying they hadn't received their delivery. I got it transferred to another bank and withdrew from there. And no, I'm not talking big euros. Zach, their price to book doesn't look good either. Could they be next, do you think? Yes, Bear, that's a great question. And thank you for sharing that example for us. What we are seeing with the price to book earnings on all of these banks, all of these major banks, from Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, the oldest banks in Switzerland and Germany, to other institutions like Metro Bank and others, their price to book is not looking good. Their solvency is not looking good. Their apps are not working, right? The online banking systems have been causing issues. And I put out a tweet. I said, everyone comment down below and let me know. And there was numerous examples down below that tweet of people's banking apps not working. Obviously, we had the news of PayPal coming out today They did reverse that, however. They said they're not going to be the misinformation fact checker police, okay? But nonetheless, it's been interesting to watch these systems go down, struggle, and have failures. We covered last week, Lebanon was shutting down their banking system because of the record amount of heists, bank heists, that were taking place in their country. This is real, guys. This isn't, sometimes it looks like, it feels like a movie that we're watching. This is real life. I mentioned in my Discord group this morning that I think that the bank heists and similar acts are going to continue, specifically talking about the precious metals vaults. Not only are these banks going to be under attack, people are going to, want their money, want their cash out of the system. We're going to see a run on the precious metals too. And money makes people funny. And when you tell people that they can't get the money that they're supposed to have in their account, it's going to be a dicey situation, right, to say the least. Now, if you guys go back, you can see I dropped a video recently talking about what I would do as far as what I would do with my money outside of the system, outside of the banks. So you guys can go back and check out that video. But basically, we've been talking about this for a while now, right? Is that we want to have only the money that we need to operate within the matrix beast system in the banks. Other than that, we've invested in cryptocurrency. We self-custody our cryptocurrency. We have cash, physical, right? We have plenty of cryptocurrency. We have precious metals, physical, and in other locations too, potentially. Right? We secure our cryptocurrency by having multiple storage solutions, right? And then we also have our prepping and essentials, essentials that we're going to need over the next year. We've been prepping, and it's not just for the hurricane coming through town. It's for the systems going down. It's for the liquidity crisis that we're now seeing. And this is why I said, for me, I'm not worried, PayPal going to shut us down for misinformation. This platform's going to do this and that. We've already beat them. We already have assets outside of the system, okay? But that doesn't mean that we're not using the platforms, right? We're using YouTube, we're using TikTok, we're using PayPal, we're using all these platforms, right? But we got backup plans, we got contingencies, and we continue to prepare for that day if it were to come, right? We prepare for the worst, we pray for something better. So that's what we've been watching here is all of these systems reporting outages, system failures, system shut down, banks across countries going down. So we want to make sure that we only are keeping what we need to operate within the system. Everything else we've allocated to somewhere else. And you guys already know what we're doing with that strategy. Now, continuing on. Marty Luco on Twitter says, seen a lot of XRP headlines and talk lately. A lot of influencers have been pushing it. Would we be surprised if Ripple Labs is paying them? I don't know, just a thought. I just bring this up because it's hilarious to me that there is still the haters and naysayers and folks like Marty who are suggesting that Ripple has the time or the need to pay little influencers like myself and others. First off, me on this platform, the reason why you guys like this show right here is because I don't let anyone give me a check to talk about their cryptocurrency project. I want to be able to have the real conversation about whatever it's the topic may be. If that's a cryptocurrency, if it's a different asset class, whatever the topic of discussion is, I want to be able to speak my mind how I really feel. I don't want to be manipulated by someone cutting me a check. Oh, and by the way, Marty, some of us don't need that check because we do run real businesses. I think that these influencers get caught up in the XRP army. They're so caught up on hating on us. And their reality is basically the only money they've ever made in their whole business career as a quote unquote entrepreneur that they put in their bio is by doing paid promotion shilling. That's the only business, that's the only cash they've ever generated in their life. And so that's their paradigm reality. They don't understand that some of us are just real people building real businesses. We bring real value to our communities. We get rewarded for that. And we don't have to take anybody else's money. We're not bought and paid for by anybody. And to think that Ripple needs to, have us little TikTok influencers shill XRP is absolutely ridiculous. And it's just another thing that we've been up against within the XRP community. We're not here for some pity party. Absolutely not. We don't care. Guys like Marty, are just haters that got their little moon bag of XRP that they're going to sell off at $5. And we just say, good luck, God bless. And we know what we hold and we know what's happening here. Ripple does not have the time of day for little TikTok influence. Now, huge shout out to Regsy Regzi, she's XRP. She's a cryptocurrency influencer who's an artist, and they recently just partnered up with her. But what did they do? They funded her through one of their multiple funds that they use to actually fund the community. They don't pay community members to shill XRP. They donate billions of dollars to the XRP ecosystem. Don't you get it? These guys don't get it. These guys are completely lost, and they're completely haters, naysayers, and they just don't understand the conversation. You should really just keep XRP and this situation out of your mouth because you don't know what you're talking about, Marty. Continue with your program, and I hope it works out for you. And to all the other little influencer kids that want to continue to hate on us, you're not going to stop what's coming, okay? We're not paid to talk about XRP. We just believe in it, and we understand it. Unlike you guys have been manipulated by all the little crypto projects that cut you little checks for $5,000 to make 2 TikToks and 1 YouTube video. Oh, you got big bucks now. You got paid $50,000 to promote an NFT rug pull. Congratulations. Do better. Do better, Marty and other haters. Now, addressing the haters and naysayers once again, XRP Pharaoh. This is what the haters, naysayers say to us. Quote, you think they're just going to let you all get rich so easy. XRP Pharaoh says, shut up. There are only 312,000 wallets with 1,000 to 500,000 XRP in it. So there's only a few 100,000 people that have over 1,000 XRP and less than 500,000. That basically aren't like institutions, that are just regular people. There are 8 billion people in the world. That's 0.004% of the population. Nobody cares. Their pockets are filled as well. And what have we done over the last year and a half is we've just completely smacked every FUD point against Ripple XRP. Is it because Ripple's cutting me a check? Absolutely not. We just believe in it and we understand it. And I'm not selling out to XRP, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, David, anybody. I'm not selling out to anybody. I look at this thing. I want a level playing field, and I want to see which project, which distributed ledger technology is going to win. Which cryptocurrency company has the all-star crew, the all-star team that doesn't even compare to anybody else in this space. That would be Ripple. That would be XRP. And it's a very simple situation. They don't care that a few of us Joe Blows are going to get a little bag. Most of us don't know what the hell to do with money, and we're going to blow it. I retweeted this and I said that 90% of holders are going to be out by $10. Not financial advice. I'm not here to say that you shouldn't exit some of your position at $10. I will be exiting 5% or so of my position around $10, yes. But that's because I need to allocate some money somewhere else. Real estate. Got to get the real estate portfolio rolling. So that's my own personal situation. The long-term potential of XRP, I believe it's ridiculous to sell at $5 and $10. But a family has its needs. We need to get a house. I need to get my real estate portfolio rolling. I've gone degenerate on my allocation to cryptocurrency, specifically XRP, over the past 3 years. My situation is not yours. But 90% of people, I believe, are going to be selling out because think about this. We're going to have our XRP pump. We're going to have our XRP moment as the whole system's been completely burned to the ground. We've gone through what felt like Armageddon. They're priming all of us for that moment right now by Joe Biden just using those words, speaking it into existence. Joe running the show. So after everything's been completely wiped out, a desolate space, we're still going to be doing just fine. We're going to say, hey, come aboard. We can take you to safety. The last ship standing as we go through the economic hurricane. The currency war, complete destruction of the old system. And we'll still be sailing right on through it. Nothing can stop what is coming. And some of these people I've been nice to because they just didn't understand it. So I went on other people's shows last year. I had duets, dual TikTok lives last year when I was just getting going. I would actually take the time to talk to some of these other guys, and I would do these TikTok lives with these other guys, and I was just trying to get them caught up to speed. Like, hey, I understand you're not an XRP hater. You just don't quite get why we're so crazy about this crypto. Let's have that conversation. Why our conspiracy theories and speculation about this crypto is so crazy. Let's have that conversation. I'll explain. I'll explain because it goes deep. If you're willing to pull up, have the adult conversation, I can show you why we are so heavily invested in this cryptocurrency. And why $10 to XRP and that ecosystem and potential utility is nothing. We can explain that, right? But nonetheless, think about that. The world, the reality, our existence on this planet, when it is going to be our time. And that is why 90% of holders, I believe, will sell off, because their real estate will have crashed, their stocks will have crashed. The only thing that they'll still have will be some XRP. Maybe they got their precious metals, right? People are going to have to, they're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to sell to feed their family, to heat their house, because they lost their job. And that's what's unfortunate, and that's why I'm trying to help people out and prepare for this moment, to say, hey, this is coming, this is what I see, so that you don't have to be one of those people that has to sell, that is forced to sell, because XRP is rising like a phoenix and it's just this glorious moment for us, but our real estate's been wiped out. Our 401k is down 50%. We no longer can survive, right? We've lost our job. I don't want that to be you guys. And that's why we talk about these moments that we're going to be going through, that we talk about this. There's going to be a lot of distractions getting us to that point, right? It's going to be, it's been a long ride, years, that some of us have been holding XRP and waiting for this thing to do its magic moment. And we may have to wait another 3 to 6 months. We may have to wait another year. Be prepared for that mentally. Be prepared for that emotionally. It's going to be a bumpy ride. We will make it to the other end, God willing. God willing, we will make it to the other end. And generational wealth and saving humanity is on the other side. But that's God willing. That's the fight that we're up against. Hey, huge shout out to everyone that's joined me tonight. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when we're going live. And I appreciate everyone for joining me on the Saturday session. Cheers to all of you. God bless all of you. Thank you so much. Just a couple more here to cover. This is what you guys have been waiting for. The title of this show. Europe passing cryptocurrency regulations while the economy implodes. Here we have it. MiCA, the Markets in Crypto Asset Regulation group out of Europe, passed in Europe yesterday. One of its conditions is that any legal coin must have a physical office in Europe. Explains why Ripple opened an office in Ireland about a year ago. I would also note that Ripple is holding their Swell conference this month, next month, November, in London as well. So they've already set themselves up. Now, if we go and we take a look at what this bill is, what this group is, let's take a look here. I want to show you guys this is from cryptopotato.com, okay? EU Greenlight's MiCA, major turning point for Europe's crypto landscape and Bitcoin KYC. The legislation needs to pass an additional vote in the European Parliament that is slated for next week. The Markets in Crypto Assets regulation passed in the European Council on October 5th. The development is a significant step forward, bringing a consistent legislative landscape to the continent that has been so far fragmented. The text of the laws was signed off by the representatives of the bloc's member groups in the EU's Council. The policies are expected to go into effect in 2024. So yes, we will be waiting till 2024 for this actually to go into effect, but this shows you what's coming. This shows you we may have to be a little bit more patient than we want to be, but our moment is coming. This is huge. What they are doing here is creating a consistent regulatory framework in the EU. MiCA will eliminate the need for national implementation laws by introducing the first ever licensing regime for the crypto wallets and exchanges to operate across the 27 member countries of the EU. It also aims to establish reserve requirements on stablecoins to fight tax evasion and money laundering. An additional law will be instated on funds transferred that will require crypto wallet service providers to verify their customer identities. Okay, so let's understand what this really is. Everything's going to be tracked. Everything's going to be tracked. You're going to have to do KYC. It's going to have to go through a regulated exchange. In Europe, you're seeing other countries are operating very similar. And then if I look on down here below, they're stating that we have a crowded agenda for the US next week. And one of the items that won't be at the bottom of the list is, it will be in there right around the top, is cryptocurrency. So they're going to be talking with their United States partners in regulation coming up at next week's International Monetary Fund World Bank annual meetings that are going to be taking place, okay? So the World Bank, IMF, powers that be are going to be coming together, and you're seeing similarities in the laws and the regulations that are being passed within Europe, within England, within the United States, many other countries ahead of the United States in the West. We already talked about the BRICS nations moving fast forward ahead with all of their programs for CBDCs, right? But this is so interesting to see here that we finally are getting that regulation. And what makes this so exciting is how quickly cryptocurrency is slated to recover after this economy implodes, after the stock market crashes, after we go through hell, the storm, the economic storm of a lifetime. I'm calling this the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. It's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth within my lifetime for sure. And we are looking to absolutely maximize this opportunity. While they wait till 2024 to actually roll this out and implement it, that's just more time for us to make our moves, to build our teams, acquire these assets, get deals done. And you're seeing that the United States is close behind here with in regards to Europe and in regards to Bank of England, London, and that would be Great Britain as well. Right along with the Queen's passing, I want to share this with you guys, our key dates and events. Check this out. So we just went through Yom Kippur, which was the 4th and the 5th of October. Tomorrow is our full moon, and it starts the beginning, the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, but then we're going to go in. We just added this one to our key dates and events to watch out for. Stellar Meridian Conference is set to take place here 11th through the 13th. That is Stellar XLM, right? They're going to be having their Meridian Conference on the 11th through the 13th, and they're going to have the head of the CFTC, Carolyn Pham, speaking at that event. That's going to be a key event to watch out for. Then we go into that new moon on October 25th, same day as our partial solar eclipse, same day as, I forget the name of the gentleman, but I shared his tweet earlier in this episode, right when he expects the lows to be coming in for the S&P 500. What have we been telling you guys? These back-to-back eclipses, October 25th, November 7th and 8th lunar eclipse coming in. Going to bring incredible amounts of energy. Be ready for this market to get shaken up, and I do believe it to be to the downside. November 7th and 8th lunar eclipse, November 8th election day here in the United States, and then on November 16th and 17th we have the Ripple Swell Conference taking place in London. How about that for the key dates and events? And I still get the haters that say, oh, all these dates, all these predictions, and still nothing happens. And I'm just thinking, you must be watching like CNN, Fox News. You must be watching the TV. But even at that, it's like, take a second to actually look what's unfolding and look what's happening. Oh, and by the way, we've been perfectly calling this market. We said, if we pump into Yom Kippur, we're probably going to roll over into the Feast of Tabernacles. What just played out over the last few days? Just exactly that. Perfectly played once again. Now, I see we got a couple super chats in the house. TK dropping a 20 spot for us. Love you, Zach. Keep preaching, brother. Truly appreciate what you do. God bless you all. Thank you, TK. Much love. Much love. What else are we working with, guys? Drop a few comments, a few questions down below. I will get a few answered. Cheers. God bless you all. TikTok in the house. Thank you so much for joining me on a Saturday night session. As I was saying earlier in our Discord weekly call this morning, we were talking about how silver contracts are 16 times what the actual amount in the vaults, the COMEX vaults being held is. We have no idea where the XRP's at. We have no idea where the gold's at, the silver. Once this thing breaks out, you already know what's about to occur. It's going to be massive. We're going to break out to $10, $30. Who knows? Is the flip of the switch to 589 going to take place? I'm not holding my breath for that, but I am completely prepared for this thing to get flipped on. The Eurozone here showing you guys that the regulations are right around the corner, and this is what we've been waiting for. Have patience. I also mentioned in my Discord group this morning that I don't expect any major breakthroughs in cryptocurrency to take place in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, in the library case, until after the elections. I think that the SEC has everyone paid off. Everyone is friends with the SEC. So all of the lawsuits are being stalled out as far as library case, Ripple case. And then as far as Congress actually passing something, there's no incentive and there's no time to actually get something done before the elections. So I wouldn't expect anything to be done until after those elections. So have patience and strap in, because it's not going to be just hanging out for the next little bit. I do think that those lows are going to come in. We already broke the June lows in the stock market. I think that that's coming in the cryptocurrency space. So be prepared. We're going to buy the dip. I've already shown you guys what we've been doing, shorting the hell out of Bitcoin in the meantime. That's been fun. But absolutely prepared. My next begs that I'm looking to get back are going to be XDC, Algorand, and IOTA. Those are the next 3 cryptos. I got enough XRP. I'm chilling on XLM. Maybe after I watch that Meridian conference, I might have to accumulate some more XLM. We'll see. I will let you guys know. XLM deep dive on the way. We're going to revisit what Stellar has been up to and what the XLM ecosystem has been up to, okay? That deep dive is going to be coming here soon, within the next week or so. Let's make sure that we smash that thumbs up for me. I greatly appreciate that, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. So this full moon won't have an effect. No, this full moon is already bringing us down. The energy is already present. Full moon, start of the Feast of Tabernacles tomorrow. You guys are already seeing it. We said if we pump into Yom Kippur, we roll over into the Feast of Tabernacles, just like we did in the previous crashes that took place. 08, 87, 1929. Barstool Sports and the kids make fun of us. Have fun staying poor. Hope the program works out. Good luck. God bless. We're in profit. How's your program working out? Dogecoin thoughts. I don't really mess around with meme coins, but it could catch one more pump eventually if crypto, gets unleashed again. XRP hooks, smart contracts, they're coming, Jay, and it's going to be absolutely massive. Just think. They solved the biggest, most important issue first, which is scalability, payment process, throughput with the XRP ledger. Now we get the utility. I thought full moons were pump moons. Well, in September, we got a full moon fake out. So Bitcoin pumped up. We shorted the hell out of it. We took profit. We knew it was a full moon fake out. Okay. The pattern has been kind of shaken up recently. And I don't know if that's because they're onto us. They know that we've been kind of watching that, but it's interesting to see how many people have added the astrological events recently to their work, right? We really started adding that over the last year, looking at the astrological events and dates. And it's just one part of our analysis, though. I'm not a witch that's looking at horoscopes and nonsense. No. How do the billionaires use? How do the market maker magicians? That's why I call them that. The market maker magicians. How are they manipulating this market based off of events and timelines? Why have all of the crashes over the last 2 centuries occurred around the highest holy days in the Jewish calendar? Why is that? Well, we don't really care about the why. We just want to know how to navigate that. As I said in the video that Barstool Sports retweeted out and tried to clown me on, I said at the very beginning, I don't have time to explain the why because I can't take you guys from 0 to 100 in a 60-second video, explaining the whole situation, tying this and breaking this all down together. You got to stay tapped in on this channel. You got to go watch our deep dives. You got to go watch it where we lay it all down for you guys. We drop the secret sauce right here for everyone to see. But I said right at the beginning of that video, I don't have time to explain the why, but here's what to look out for. And sure enough, plays out perfectly once again. Okay, what else are we working with? Let's go rapid fire. I'm going to try to stay locked in on you guys rapid fire. Is the World Bank something to pay attention to and deep dive in? Yes. One thing that we've been looking at is the special drawing rights have been shifted, and they're going to be shifted. Special drawing rights at the IMF, which is basically the world money. They recently added China to that basket of currencies, but it is something to look at for sure. That one guy I appreciate the 5 spot. Thank you. Appreciate that super chat. Evening. Want to point out that the XRP price calculator website at Unbanked Freedom is only showing 404 not found. Interesting, it's gone. The XRP price calculator website. I have not seen that website, but it has been interesting to see. They took down the website that was tracking all the XRP wallets and all that. I think that it's back online. Somebody else started running those. But that's the beautiful thing about the blockchain, right? Is we can track all these transactions, the amount of wallets. We've just hit new levels. I forgot what the most recent level was on how many wallets, XRP wallets we now have, but it's been growing a lot. Yeah. Very simple. There's not enough XRP for everyone. Can someone explain how the COMEX can write contracts without the same amount of physical silver in play? Well, that's how the rules have been written up until this point. That's being restructured with Basel III agreements and other agreements that are now being rolled out. And then as the system implodes, it's almost like they're going to need the solution to become present after the whole thing implodes on itself, as far as that derivatives market. And the silver contracts is just one part of that. That's just one asset that is being manipulated by derivatives. Well, AMC squeeze in 2022, I don't participate in that because the market's rigged. I don't like it. The stock market's rigged. Robinhood's rigged. I don't like participating in markets that are that rigged. I understand when I'm shorting Bitcoin and playing around being a degen on Qcoin, using Tether, I understand I'm gambling. I understand I'm at the cryptocurrency casino. If I lose that money today, I will be sad for a second, but I'll move on and I'll make it. I'll be fine. But I understand what I'm doing. God, please forgive me for gambling with Tether and shorting Bitcoin, right? I understand. But yeah. So by the midterm elections happens, the bottom would be in. No. See, this is what's so tough, is trying to explain all of this very quickly. I have to give this explanation a little bit more thought out in the deep dive platforms that we do. The bottom does not come in. The panic crash moment concludes. The definition of that panic crash moment is a 35% drop in the stock market over an 8-week period. I was telling my Discord group this morning that we really haven't entered a crash panic moment yet. We have in the cryptocurrency space, we had the Luna fiasco. We had Celsius go bust. We've had some issues in the cryptocurrency space so far. And we just had the 8-year anniversary of Tether manipulating and keeping the cryptocurrency space propped up. So it's coming. But in the overall market, we haven't had that market crash panic moment. Now, when we went through the Shemitah cycle deep dive, when we looked at all of the cycles concluding right now and the potential for a crash, I made the point, and I was very clear that these conditions, these alignments are all here. The cycles are all converging right now. But that doesn't mean that we're 100% going to have a crash panic moment. But what has happened over the last 10 months? A steady decline, 75% for Bitcoin, 25% for stocks. So we had a crash that took place over an extended period of time. That's a bear market. That's a recession by technical definitions, no matter what you call it. So we're waiting for kind of a crash panic moment to occur. There's a lot that's lined up that, the vibe is there, but that doesn't mean that it's going to absolutely happen. And in most instances, the bottom didn't come in until much later. So let's be clear. Crash panic event, bottom, two different events. The crash panics have all occurred during the highest holy days in the Jewish calendar. The bottom after the 1929 crash didn't come in until 1932. In 2008, didn't happen until later. In real estate, didn't happen until a year or two later. We just showed you guys the mortgage demand is back to low levels that we haven't seen in a decade, bringing us back to 2010. And we've been making the point here that all the data lines up for 2008 and all the other crashes, but it's much worse. So whether we actually get that panic crash moment or it's just a steady decline over the next year, it's to the downside is the end of the line. To summarize this and make this simple for you guys, we need to go down further because we need to clean out the damn system. We got to clean house. Not only here in the United States, across the whole world. From the financial aspect, but I've already told you guys too about every other issue that we face as well. The score has to be settled in all of those playing fields as well. Izzy, I appreciate that. 799 super chat. I've been using CryptoSpend to earn 3% XRP per transaction with their Visa Rewards program. Also, hi from Brisbane, Australia. I love that. Yeah, you guys make sure that you're checking platforms right now to make sure that they're secure and that hopefully they're going to be solvent and they actually are securing your cryptocurrency properly, even though we don't trust anybody. But then also be looking at these new programs that are going to be rolling out for us. As we get regulation, you're going to be able to do regulated yield farming, regulated staking. You're going to be able to trust that the platform isn't a Ponzi scheme that's going to go bust, just like 99% of DeFi did. Paul, this is it. This is the opportunity, Paul. Absolutely. Another crash cycle, but this time ushering in the newest asset class in 400 years. Won't be pretty. There's a lot to clean up, but the upside opportunity potential is historic. It's absolutely massive. TikTok, if you guys are having trouble with the feed, you can head on over to my YouTube channel. It's just Zach Rector. You guys can find it. My website's linked up in the bio. TikTok, if you guys have a bad connection, just head on over to YouTube. And I think we're streaming loud and clear over here on YouTube. So thank you for joining me, guys. Make sure you guys have smashed that thumbs up. Cheers, everyone. Thank you. JJ's saying that he can't send a super chat. So TikTok's hacking my feed. YouTube's denying the super chats. I don't know what's going on, man. They'll figure it out. I appreciate all of you guys' support, though. Thank you so much. Is this XRP pump a exit pump before a big dump across all the markets, do you think? Dean, I've been warning about that. For some of the videos that I put out that are, extremely bullish on XRP, I am definitely guilty of putting out bullish XRP content. Completely guilty as charged. Yeah, I've been warning that this is a fake out for XRP holders. I was very clear about that. I said when we pumped up to 50 cents about a week or so ago, I said, guys, look out. This is looking like ritual sacrifice of the XRP community once again. We all get excited. Oh my gosh, settlement could be here. Wreck us. Completely wreck us. It's happened too many times, but over the next 3 to 6 months is a prime time. Over the next 3 months even is a prime time for settlement in that lawsuit. But like I said, I'm not holding my breath, and I am waiting. I'm waiting here for after that election. After that election, that's when it's going to be absolutely chaos, but we're going to see the regulations start to pass. We're going to see ISO 222 messaging standard be rolled out. We're going to see all the systems get updated because, in my opinion, over the next 3 months, we do have that crash panic event. We do have the market bottom come in, and then it'll be time to rebuild humanity after that. Chad, thank you. Chad, checking the super chat. I appreciate that. It looks like the super chat is working, so. Delta Nichols, thank you for the 5 spot. What are your thoughts of Russia and other nations coming together to roll out their own gold standard? I'm acquiring the same assets that these other countries are looking to acquire too. Now, I don't have gold, I got silver, but I'm trying to do the same thing that they're doing, right? Not being worried about getting woke right now. not worried about Green New Deal, implementing the program. What gets the job done? And for me, it's exciting to see that these other countries are moving ahead. It shows you what's coming. It confirms for us what's coming, which is a moving the economy, moving the whole system back to hard assets, to real assets. And the key part about this is the way that they do it in this modern economy, this global economy, is through blockchain, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies, and we've invested properly and accordingly into the distributed ledgers that actually work. Haven't had any downtime in 10 years. Unlimited scalability. And the most important people that matter agreeing to use that and build on that ecosystem. That's what we've invested in. Yep. Appreciate you guys. Crypto Quest, thank you. I appreciate that. Got the haircut today. Yes, thank you guys. Okay. Jay asks, hey Zach, how long would you recommend to wait once the bottom is in till you plan on getting back into the markets, real estate, crypto, etc.? Jay, it's let me just speak on my situation, not financial advice. Let me just say in my situation, I've acquired my cryptocurrency bags are healthy, especially XRP. I'm looking to get back my bags in XDC, IOTA, and Algorand over the next couple months, over the next 2 to 3 months. And I'm not looking to catch the absolute bottom. I don't care what the bottom is. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 14K, 10K, 5K, or to zero. Don't care if XRP goes to 20 cents or 10 cents. Actually, I do care because I'm going to actually be buying the hell out of it. And then at the same time, the utility cryptocurrencies are going to go on sale. I'm just looking to get back my allocation, maybe double or triple the size of those allocations that I previously had for XDC, Algorand, and IOTA. But I'm going to be looking to get back into those cryptocurrencies. At the time of this recording, I do own XRP, obviously, and XLM. And a couple other cryptocurrencies that, I got some Reaper, I got some Casino Coin, I got a couple others. XRP ledger coins. I got whatever abysmal amount of Sologenic that we got. Hopefully, I'm going to get my Spark tokens when Flare launches and actually does that deal. And then hopefully I get my Songbird as well. That'll be cool. But other than that, I've just stayed liquid with cash. And then as far as real estate goes, negotiations for me are underway. I'm already negotiating on properties as we speak. And we're already moving on them, right? Over the next 3 to 6 months, I'm planning on buying a house for my family. And then after that, I'm going to be doing building my real estate portfolio over the next 2 to 5 years. Is going to be a generational real estate portfolio being built. Generational wealth real estate portfolio. So, and that's just not saying that because that's, cool to say, and because everyone thinks that they're a real estate investor because they've been participating in the easiest economy to participate in over the last decade. That doesn't make you a real player in the game, as they're quickly finding out this year. No, we're actually got a real strategy that's going to do well for decades to come. Whether I'm building a retaining wall in my landscape business or I got my investment strategies, I'm thinking 10 years out plus. Whatever program, whatever I'm building, I'm thinking I'm going to hand this down to my daughter potentially and my other children, right? And for you guys, if you're looking to get tapped in, I break it all down within my Discord group as far as what our generational wealth exit strategy is, what our generational wealth strategy is for taking advantage of this opportunity. Because like I said, I don't want you guys to be the folks that have to sell your XRP. I don't want you to be liquidated from your real estate. I don't want your 401k to drop by 40, 50% and you have to go back to work, or you're worried and stressed out. And this may sound dark, but people are going to pass away just from this situation. You guys are already seeing the health crisis. This is health crisis aside, just the amount of stress and what happens. I mean, suicide goes up. It's brutal. It's brutal. Not only with the economic situation, but what's going on in Europe, Ukraine, Russia situation. As I said at the start of the show, I don't know how we can be celebrating a bridge being blown up. That's what was happening today. And I understand what that is. I understand what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. I just can't speak on it, and you guys know that. But yeah, these people are sick. They're willing to sacrifice their own. And as I've been saying here recently, the Fed knows what they did, right? They created this problem. Now they're going to be our saviors, right? And it's gotten to a point, though, that they can't stop it. They simply cannot stop it, right? So hope you guys are prepared. Hope you guys got a program. Someone said Trump. Yeah, I see Trump did speak today. He's speaking again tomorrow. Okay, let me go back to that question, though, because I kind of went on a rant. That was a great question. As far as waiting to buy, I answered it, but I want to expand. Specifically, with real estate, everything is up for negotiation right now. Everything is up. You need to bring some of these sellers back to reality. Your house is not worth what you think it is. It's not what it was worth back in January of 2022, this year, right? This is a different economy. This is a different situation. This is a different real estate housing market. With that being said, I'm not trying to time the bottom of the crypto market, of the real estate market, of mortgage interest rates, because I'll negotiate that later. If I lock in an interest rate at 7% right now, then that just means that the price that I'm buying has to reflect that. We're not at a 3% interest rate. We're at a 7%. We got to come back down to reality. But yes, I would love to buy your house at this price. 7% interest doesn't really bother me. If the numbers make sense, the numbers make sense. Oh, and then when the Fed has to pivot, then we'll renegotiate back down to lower interest rates. That's fine. With most of our real estate, we're going to be doing value add anyways. So we're going to be looking to take the equity out, or do that program. Strip the equity, roll it into the next deal. So, not trying to time the bottom of any of these asset classes, just understanding what we hold, understand what we're buying and investing in, and then focusing 90% of my time on my businesses. How do I stack as much cash as possible so that I have options? Cash has been the best performing asset over the last year. As crazy as that is, during an inflationary period, cash has actually been one of the best allocations that you could have made. And we did make it. We just couldn't hold ourselves back from buying XRP the whole way down. So now I've transitioned. I acquired my bag. I'm going to make a little bit more of allocations into cryptocurrency, but primarily now the cash will be stacked for real estate. Okay. But every single market's different. My market is not a high-flying speculative market, but it definitely needs to come back down to reality a little bit, But some markets are going to get smacked 30, 40, 50%. Others are hanging out. In the Midwest, they are chilling. God bless the Midwest and the flyover states of this country. The breadbasket of America, right? Getting it done. They're not crazy out there. Their real estate's been appreciating at 3% a year for the last 2 decades or whatever it is, So those markets are going to be chilling. But, high-flying speculative markets going to get wrecked. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this session. Before I do that, you can head on over to the website. Make sure you get tapped in over there if you're looking to get in touch with me, if you're looking to join our community. It is zacrector.com. Link is in the description down below. And I would love to have you guys join our community, our family of investors and researchers, getting the deals done as we ride through this storm. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, over the next week, we got some content coming out. Be ready, stay tuned. It's going to be an amazing couple next months watching these events roll out. So we'll be with you guys here the whole way through. I just want to say thank you so much for helping me grow this community, and I appreciate all of the love and support. Thank you. God bless you all.